Okay, so welcome to this container of Ayurvedic Yoga and the Ayurvedic Yoga channel. I'm super excited to be sharing this with you guys. And I wanted to first just acknowledge the nature and the consciousness of the land that we all live on. Because Ayurveda and in many ways yoga is really about acknowledging that there is more than we can understand at our present level of consciousness, a present level of awareness. And so understanding the ways that we're supported, even when we can't comprehend them. I also love that Tico is joining us for this. And also as part of that acknowledgement, I wanted to acknowledge the wisdom of the first peoples, the indigenous knowledge of all of the lands where we all live. Because Ayurveda as well is a very ancient system. It is an indigenous thought wave. And so bringing in the many threads of the many places that can support us on our journey towards wholeness, towards healing. And also wanted to acknowledge and thank my teachers, my lineage teachers of Forest Yoga, Anna Forrest, Jambo Trong, Brian Campbell, and as well my teachers of Ayurveda, Dr. Lad, Indu Aurora, John Immel, and others. So what is this container all about? This is about having a chance to learn Ayurveda through yogic practices, because in many ways, Ayurveda is actually what we could say commentary on yogic texts. So when we look back, yes, these are all very, very ancient, very old practices. But in fact, when we dive into Ayurveda in a deeper way, we get to understand that there's more ways to continue to explore our yoga practice, how to apply it therapeutically, and also how to explore our own embodiment even more. So while for some people who maybe watch this as a recording will be familiar with some of these foundational moves, and maybe you all as well, we're going to today focus on laying the foundations, because it's important to lay foundations before you start to build floors above it. So whatever yoga practice you have, whatever level of asana or even meditative practice you have, the intent today is to start with a beginner's mind and to embody the foundations. Okay? So the first foundation is to find a comfortable seat. You may actually want a seat for that, or you may want to sit on a block, legs crossed, or some find comfortable two blocks. Sit like this. Okay. So as a first foundation, really make your seat comfortable and sit up tall. The second foundational move is three-part yogic breath. So for three-part yogic breath, place one hand first on the belly. So down on your belly near your belly button. The first part of this three-part breath is to inhale and inflate all around the belly. So inhale. Feel your belly press out into your hands. And exhale, pull belly button away from hands towards the spine. Inhale, breathe out into your hands. Exhale, pull belly button in. The second foundational move within this is to expand your side ribs. So bring your hands to the lowest part of your ribs on the sides. Big inhale, expand your side ribs. Slide one hand down to belly. Exhale, pull belly in. Inhale, expand your side ribs. Slide one hand to belly. Exhale, pull low belly muscles in. And the third part of this is called telescoping the ribs. The idea of telescoping the ribs is that there is a space between each of our rib cage, each of our ribs within the rib cage. We want to, like a telescope, lift up, create more space between each rib. Okay, so for this one, place your hands on your hip crests, press down just a bit. And then inhale, telescope your ribs up. Exhale, pull belly in. Inhale, telescope ribs, lift each rib one on top of the other, lifting higher up. Okay, let's put these three parts together. You can have one hand on belly, one hand on the upper chest if you like. Take a big inhale, fill up your belly, expand your side ribs, telescope ribs. Exhale, pull belly in. Big inhale into belly. Expand the side ribs. Telescope ribs higher up. Exhale, pull belly button in. Practice another 3 on your own. Inhale into belly. Side ribs. Telescope ribs. And exhale, pull belly in. So this work is about centering. It helps center us for meditation and to begin a yoga practice. As well, throughout the practice today, we'll be embodying that type of breath, yogic breathing. Okay. Go ahead and stand up. Okay. The next part of the foundation is active feet. So for active feet, I want you to focus on 4 points. I'm going to show you my foot for just a second. Okay. So on the foot, there's a tripod that sustains us. 1 point is at the heel. 1 point is at the ball of the foot beneath the big toe. And the other point is here on the little toe side of the ball of the foot. Okay. So when we say active feet, what I want you to connect with are those 3 points. And the 4th point to connect to is in the center. In Ayurveda and in Marma therapy, this is known as Talahridaya. Talahridaya, the center. Okay, the heart of the foot. As well, practice spreading your toes open. Okay. So for this, first step your left foot forwards. Press into the heel. Press into the big toe side of the foot. And at the same time, press into little toe side of the foot. Feel for pressing down from the center of the foot. From Talahridaya. Step feet back together. Step the right foot forwards. Press into the ball of the foot underneath the big toe. Underneath little toe. And then press the heel down. Active feet. Imagine pressing down the very center of the foot. And you might even notice that your chest wants to lift up, or that there's more energy or more force running through your legs. Let's practice this with both feet. Step your feet together. Press through your heels. Add in a press through big toe side of the foot. Then add in press through little toe side of the foot. From there, keep connecting to these 3 points and press down the center of the foot. Active feet will help you stay powerful through your legs and connect to the energy that moves up your body in each pose. Okay. The next pose is active hands. For active hands, there's also a tripod we want to consider. Here around the heel of the hand, around the first finger, and then around the little finger. Okay, so imagine that there is this tripod that holds you up. As well, in the center, this point is also known as Talahridaya. Okay? So for this, reach your hands, your wrists forwards, hands in a ball, and then spread fingers wide open. Imagine spreading the heel of your hand open. Reach the ball of the hand underneath the pointer finger wide away from the thumb. And then reach little finger side of the hand wide open. Imagine spreading through the very center of your hand. And relax your hands. This move is really good to get more blood flow all through the arms and bring awareness into our hands. This is great for the age of technology for all of us. Okay. The next move is all about hips. Okay. This move is called tuck the tailbone. Watch first. So for tucking the tailbone, which is back here, imagine lowering the tailbone down. Okay, this is not about shifting hips forward. This is about lowering down. Okay, so let's do this together. Place one hand on tailbone, one hand on low belly. Inhale, yogic breath into belly. Expand the ribs. Telescope ribs. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. From here, bring your hands onto your glutes and notice if they're active. So are they contracting at all? And if they're not, feel for tucking your tailbone just a little bit more, or practice contracting your glutes. Just lightly. This is not to do a squat or anything. It's to support the low back. Another move that I find really helpful here is that I actually practice throughout the day is to straighten the angle of the hips. Okay, so shift your hips back a little. Go ahead and do this with me. And then you can see that the angle of the hips is closed, right? Feel for straightening the angle of the hips. Beautiful. Nice move there, Ruche. Okay, so practice that one throughout the day as well. You'll notice that oftentimes our posture, because we get into this hunched position, that travels all the way down to the hips, and it's actually very helpful. We start to build more awareness when we straighten the angle of the hips. The next move is shoulders down. So bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Big inhale into belly. Expand side ribs. Telescope ribs up. And exhale, shoulders down. The next move from here is to squeeze shoulder blades. So big inhale into belly. Expand the side ribs. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Shoulders down. The next move is called wrapping the shoulders. So for this is all about getting the shoulder blade to wrap around the shoulder. Okay. So for this move, bring one hand into an armpit. Elbow out to the side. From there, exhale, bring elbow in, shoulder down. And you should feel shoulder and armpit muscles start to turn on. Let's do the other side. Relax this arm down. Bring your other arm up. Elbow at 90 degrees. Bring the hand into the armpit. Big inhale into belly. Expand side ribs. Telescope ribs. Exhale, elbow forwards, shoulder down. Use your hand to feel how shoulder and armpit muscles turn on. Relax your arms. All of these moves are going to help us create more stability around the shoulders. The next move is about a relaxed neck. So for a relaxed neck, bring your right arm out, about 45 degrees pointing down, and then move left ear towards left shoulder. Big inhale into belly, into side ribs, telescope ribs. Exhale, reach out with the active right hand. And whenever we relax the neck to come out, place left hand onto left side of your face. Let the weight of your head fall into your hand. And then use your hand to lift your head up. Let's do the other side. From here, reach the left arm out. Inhale into belly, side ribs, telescope ribs up. Exhale, move right ear towards right shoulder. Active left hand. And to come out of this pose, bring the right hand onto right side of face. Let the weight of the head really drop. And then use your strong arm to lift your head up and back to center. Okay, the last basic move for here is actually about the back of the neck. So because of how many of us live and how we use our cell phones, this is what tends to happen, whether or not we notice it. Okay, so this move, and sometimes you can get like this. Okay, so this move is about straightening the back of the neck. So imagine that you had a wall here behind you, and you're going to, just like we closed or straightened the angle of the hips, straighten the angle of the back of the neck. So this involves the head moving back and the skull bone sliding up. Okay, so do this with me. Place one hand on the back of your neck, and you maybe should feel a little space between the back of your neck and the skull. Slide your neck up this invisible wall behind you. Okay, relax your arm down. So you notice two parts of that move that you probably felt. One was actually, there was a moving of the skull bones back and then up. The crown of your head lifts up. So this is not just tucking the chin, right? This doesn't necessarily do what we want. We actually want to still close this bit. So it's keeping the chin level, but moving the head back. Okay, let's put these moves together. Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand tall. Press into active feet. Press the heel of your feet down. Press big toe side of foot down as well. Press little toe side of foot down. Building up, straighten the angle of the hips. Tuck tailbone down. Inhale into belly. Expand the side ribs. Lift ribs up. From there, exhale, shoulders down. Inhale, three-part yogic breath. Belly, side ribs, lift chest. Exhale, active hands. Three-part yogic breath. Big inhale, belly, side ribs, chest. Exhale, straighten the back of the neck. Stay active through feet. Keep tucking your tailbone. Keep lifting in the ribs. Reaching hands and shoulders down. Crown of the head lifts tall. Standing side bend with two arm positions. Bring the right arm up. Inhale, reach left fingertips down, right fingertips up. Exhale, lean over towards the left. Bring left hand onto belly. Big inhale into belly. Inhale up the side ribs. Move hand up to shoulder. Exhale, wrap right shoulder. Inhale into belly. Side ribs. Telescope ribs up. Exhale, press down through active feet. Straighten the angle of the hip. Second pose is neck release. Inhale, reach right arm straight up. Exhale, bring the hand about 45 degrees pointing down. Three-part yogic breath into belly, side ribs, upper chest. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blade back, the right arm. Big inhale into belly, side ribs, upper chest. Exhale, straighten the angle of the hips, straighten angle of the back of the neck. To come out of this pose, bring left hand onto left side of face. Inhale, lift head up. Stand in mountain pose, active feet, tuck tailbone, active hands, shoulders down, straighten the back of the neck. Close your eyes for a moment and observe the feeling moving through your body right now. Particularly on the right side. From foot to right hip to right hand, right shoulder, right side of the neck. Let's do the other side. Bring up left arm. Reach right fingertips down, left fingertips up. Big inhale into belly, side ribs. Exhale, side bend over towards the right. Bring right hand onto belly. Big inhale into belly, side ribs, upper chest. Right hand onto bottom of shoulder. Exhale, wrap the shoulder blade. This side, practice embodying three-part yogic breath, active feet, straightening the angle of the hips, and straightening the back of the neck. Active left hand. Second arm position, neck release. Bring the hand down about 45 degrees. Relax in your neck. Inhale, belly. Lift up your sternum. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blades. Tuck tailbone. Press down through active feet. Press the center of your feet down. Straighten the back of the neck. To come out of this pose, bring right hand onto right side of face. And inhale, lift the head. Okay. So even these simple poses can become very energizing when we focus on different centers of our body. And this is really the promise of yoga and the promise of practicing with knowledge of Ayurveda. So in a moment, we're headed down to the ground. So watch me for what's next. So come up to watch if you can't see. The next moves here are to activate the internal obliques. For this, lay down, feet on the floor, knees bent. Big inhale, On exhale, left foot lifts up, right arm lifts up. Inhale, lower down. Press down through left foot. Exhale, pick up right foot, left hand. So just watch for now. That's stage one. Inhale, lower down. Stage two, big inhale. Hold your breath. Press down right foot, tripod. Exhale, pick up right hand, bring it to left thigh. Press hand and thigh together. Inhale, lower arm, lower leg. Press down through left foot. Exhale, pick up right knee, left hand. Press thigh and hand together. Okay. The third move is to clasp the hands behind the head. Inhale, lift head and shoulders. Exhale, press right foot down, lift left foot up, elbows towards left knee. Inhale, head and shoulders back to center, lower left foot down. Exhale, press left foot, pick up right foot, elbows towards right foot. Inhale, head back to center, lower head down. Okay. From there, we'll come into bridge, which is lifting hips up. Okay. So let's do this together. Go ahead and lay on your back. Arms relax down by your sides. Exhale all of your air out of your mouth. Inhale into belly. Expand side ribs. Lift your breath up into your sternum. Hold your breath. Press the tripod of right foot down. Exhale, pick up left knee, right arm. Active hand, active foot. Inhale, lower hand and foot down. Hold your breath, press left foot down. Exhale, pick up right knee, left hand. Inhale, lower hand and foot down. Hold your breath. Tuck tailbone. Press down through right foot. Exhale, pick up left knee, right hand. Inhale, lower hand and foot down. Hold your breath. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, press left foot down, pick up right foot, left hand. Inhale, lower hand and foot down. Do one more on each side, embodying yogic breath. Then bring hands and feet down. Stage two. In this stage, which you saw, one hand presses into the opposite thigh. Big inhale into belly, side ribs. Hold your breath, flatten your low back onto the ground. Press through right foot. Exhale, pick up left leg, right hand. Press right hand into left thigh. Press, press, press. Big inhale into belly and side ribs, lower hand and foot down. Hold your breath. Press down through left foot. Press low back into the ground. Exhale, pick up right knee. Left hand presses into right thigh. Big inhale into belly. Side ribs, release the hand and foot. Hold your breath. Press down through right foot. Low back. Exhale, lift up left knee. Press the right hand into the thigh. Squeeze hand and thigh towards one another. Release the press. Big inhale into belly and side ribs. Hold your breath. Press left foot into the ground. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, pick up right leg, left hand, press hand and thigh into one another. Big inhale, lower hand and foot down. Hold your breath. Press right foot down. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, pick up left foot, right hand, press hand and foot into one another. Squeeze these areas together. Big inhale into belly, lower hand and foot down. Hold your breath, press left foot down, press through the tripod. Exhale, pick up right leg, left hand, press it into right thigh. Big inhale, lower right foot down, lower left hand down. Exhale everything up. Notice if there's a sense of new energy moving through you. Awareness of your hands and your feet. Awareness of your breath. Stage 3. Clasp your fingers, hands behind the back of your head. Reach elbows up towards the ceiling. Then inhale into belly and chest. Curl your head and shoulders off the ground. Hold your breath. Press down through right foot. Exhale. Pick up left foot, knee still bent. Reach your elbows towards left knee. Inhale, lower the foot down. Keep head and shoulders up. Hold your breath. Press down through tripod of left foot. Exhale, slowly pick up right knee, knee still bent. Reach your elbows towards your right knee. Relax your neck. Inhale, lower down right foot. Support your neck with head, with arms, with hands. Hold your breath, press down through right foot. Exhale, pick up left foot, reach elbows as if you were going to touch left knee. Big inhale into belly, side ribs, lower left foot down. Hold your breath, press down through left foot. Exhale, pick up right foot, reach elbows towards the tip of right knee. Big inhale, head and shoulders back to center, lower down right foot. Hold your breath, connect the tripod of right foot down, center of right foot down. Exhale, pick up left leg, reach elbows towards the space above your left knee. Relax your jaw muscles. Inhale, lower left foot down. Hold your breath. Press down through left tripod of foot and through center of foot. Exhale, pick up right foot, reach elbows towards the space above right knee. Reach the right knee up towards ceiling. Relax your face. Lower right foot down. Lower head down. Bridge. Move shoulders down. Straighten the angle of the back of the neck. Press through tripod of both feet and lift your hips up off the ground towards the ceiling. Shoulders down. 3-part yogic breathing. Inhale into belly. Expand side ribs.
Exhale, tuck your tailbone. Lengthen tailbone towards the back of your knees. Inhale into belly, side ribs. Exhale, lengthen the angle of the back of your neck. Press down through the center of your feet. To lower down, tuck your tailbone up. Lower upper back to the floor. Lower mid back to the floor. And then lower your tailbone all the way down. Relax, pressing through your feet. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take 2 deep yogic breaths into belly, chest, and upper ribs. Once you have taken those 2 breaths, then you roll over to watch for what is next. I love the bright faces after abs. Okay. So 3 poses that are coming next. You may want to pad your knees with a blanket, or you can always fold your yoga mat over. You need extra padding. First pose is called Dolphin Prelude. For Dolphin Prelude, forearms come down to the ground. Just watch these 3 poses first. Clasp hands around the upper biceps to measure distance of your arms. So your arms not splayed out, clasp the upper biceps. Bring forearms down to the ground. From there, move knees back about 1 foot length. Dolphin Prelude, shift hips back. Pick up hands, bring hands to knee. Relax your neck. Come out of this pose, bring forearms back down, shift your weight forwards. Next pose is Dolphin. Hands in the same position. Elbows measured with grabbing upper biceps. Forearms press down or clasp your hands together, fingers together. Relax the neck, straighten the angle of the back of the neck. Tuck toes under, lift hips up. Once your hips are up, reposition your feet so that the tripod of your foot is connected to the ground. So for me, it looks like this. Practice straightening the angle of the back of the neck. Pressing down and wrapping shoulders. Come out, lower knees down. Child's pose. Sit hips back. Arms either out in front of you or by your sides. And from there, we come to all fours. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. So, come onto your mat. Bring elbows down onto the ground, forearms down onto the ground. Measure the distance for your forearms by grabbing onto your upper biceps. Wrap your fingers around your upper biceps. Bring forearms down to the ground, wrists onto the ground. Step your knees back 1 foot distance. And from there, shift your hips back towards your heels. Pick up your hands, place the palms facing towards one another. Inhale into belly, side ribs. Exhale, wrap your shoulders, press your elbows into the ground, draw shoulder blades down. Inhale from belly all the way up to where you feel stretching in your shoulders. Exhale, reach your sit bones back. Active hands press towards one. Come out of the pose, bring forearms down, shift your weight forwards. Reposition your knees for dolphin, knees under hips. Measure the distance again of your arms by wrapping fingers around upper biceps. Palms down or clasp hands. Relax your neck. Inhale into belly. Expand your side ribs. Exhale, straighten your legs, lift your hips up. Big inhale into belly. And then reposition your feet so you get more surface of your foot on the ground. So you can access the tripod of your foot. Inhale into belly. Expand the ribs. Exhale, wrap the shoulders by pressing elbows down, press wrists down. Straighten the angle of the back of your neck. To come out of this pose, lower knees down. Sit back into child's pose. Reach your heels towards your hips towards your heels. Arms in front or by your sides. Close your eyes. Come into tabletop. So on all fours, arms straight. Once again, always pad your joints if you need it. Next set of poses is cat and cow. For cow, take a big inhale into belly. And then feel for arching your low back. So almost like you're closing the angle of the hips instead of straightening it. Exhale, straighten the angle of the hips. Press through active hands. Lengthen through the back of the neck. 3-part yogic breath into belly, side ribs as you reach sit bones back and up. Keep the back of the neck long. Exhale, tuck tailbone, straighten the angle of the hips, arch your spine up towards ceiling. Go for 3 more on your own, exploring how your breath moves through this pose. After 3, press into downward facing dog by tucking your toes and just like in dolphin, lifting your hips up. Arms are straight. Three-part yogic breath into belly, side ribs. Exhale, reposition your feet so you get to press down through the tripod of your foot. Three-part yogic breath. Exhale, wrap your shoulders by hugging your elbows towards one another, even if just 1 inch. Connect to the tripod of your hand. Press the heel down. Press more now through the space underneath your pointer finger. Now press more through the space underneath little finger as well. Try to distribute more of your weight into your feet and into the space between center of your hand, space underneath pointer finger, space beneath little finger. Straighten the angle of the back of your neck. Lunge. Inhale, step your right foot forwards between your hands. Exhale, lower your left knee down. Lift your torso up. Have both knees at 90 degrees. Start with hands in Anjali Mudra, just to feel your active hands. For the feet, you can press down through the bottom of right foot and the top of left foot, imagining the center of left foot, which exists on the sole of the foot, also exists on the top of the foot. Press the centers of the feet down. Straighten the angle of the hips. Inhale, telescope ribs. Exhale, shoulders down. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Press hands towards one another. Downward facing dog. Bring hands back down to the ground. Tuck left toes under. Step into downward facing dog. Lunge. Inhale, step left foot between hands. Exhale, lower the right knee down. Position so that both knees are at 90 degrees. Lift torso up. Bring hands to meet. Tuck the top of right foot down, unless you need more stability by tucking toes under. Press centers of feet down. Tuck tailbone. Bring right hand onto left glute, onto right glute, and feel for activating the right glute. Then bring palms back together. Shoulders down. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Press center of the palm of your hand towards one another. And straighten the angle of the back of your neck. There should actually be quite a lot going on in this pose as you press and move energy into different areas. Bring hands down. Tuck toes. Come into tabletop. Watch me for this next pose. Okay. The next pose is half boat. For half boat, you may want extra padding for pubic bone. Lay down on the ground. Hands will come to the lowest part between hamstrings and glute. In this pose, feel for tucking tailbone down, squeezing shoulders together, activating glutes, and then letting that help lift your chest up. Keep the neck long by lengthening the back. From there, we'll roll onto our backs. So go ahead and lay down on your belly for half boat. In half boat, lay down forehead on the ground. Bring pointer finger and middle finger
to touch the space between hamstring and lowest part of your glutes. Tuck your tailbone down. Big inhale into belly, chest. Exhale, feel for activating glutes. Use your hands to feel your glute muscles turn on. Use that to help lift your chest. Lengthen the angle of the back of your neck. So instead of looking forwards, look down. Good adjustment there, Luce. Yeah, keep practicing looking down. So you lengthen through the back of your neck. Give yourself 2 yogic breaths through belly and side ribs in this pose. And then I will know you're finished once you sit back up to watch for what's last. Okay. Our final pose is Śavasana. If you are already familiar with Śavasana, please go ahead and take it. If you're not familiar with Śavasana, for this, also known as final resting pose, feel for lengthening your feet forwards, shoulders down, and I like the move of bending elbows, scoop one elbow up, lower shoulder blade down, arm down. Scoop the other elbow up, lower the shoulder, and then lower the arms. Lengthen the angle of the back of the neck. So go ahead and come into the pose. In this pose, connect to a 3-part yogic breath. Notice the immense amount of energy coursing through you right now. Drop your awareness into your hands and into the feet. the center of the hands, and the center of your feet. From that awareness, begin to move your fingers, your toes, take any stretches right now that you would like, your body feels called to. Bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet onto the floor. Roll onto either side of your body. And then sit up and sit comfortably. To close our practice, just bring your hands to meet, palms facing one another. Close your eyes. Feel how alive you are in this moment. Ayurveda teaches us as the science of life to understand just how precious life is. And yoga, the practice of union, the practice of increasing our levels of awareness, allow us to tap into and feel the life coursing through us. So today we bow down in honor of life itself and of awareness that can witness it. Thank you for being here. Relax your hands down, open eyes back up. How are you all feeling?
I feel great. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Feel relaxed and energized.
Yeah, although it's a simple, if you've practiced yoga before, or you've been to, I don't know, core power yoga, this was maybe more simple. But really, this is kind of what Ayurveda wants us to focus on, is that really in the simplicity, there is great depth. And in fact, it's like a bow. It's why partly the bow is so symbolic. If you think about certain deities within Hindu mythology, the bow pulls back, goes deep, it goes backwards actually to go forwards. And so this is a bit of what we're unraveling and working with here, is sort of that wisdom of exploring these foundational aspects. And as we build strength, then we can also do more physically, but ideally doing more physically or stronger, more intense poses, options, but with awareness, not just as exercise. So I loved getting to practice with you all. Also, I must say, we're having like a heat wave in Puerto Vallarta right now in Mexico, all of Mexico. I saw a video the other day, somebody literally in Monterrey, fried an egg on the sidewalk. So it's quite hot here, and Ayurveda would teach us to move slower when it's too hot. So some of the upcoming practices next week, over the next 3 weeks, we'll be exploring the doshas. If you don't know what those are, do not worry. There will be an introduction to those within each class. Next week, we'll be exploring Vata dosha, which is very much related to the nervous system, how to calm down your nervous system, how to downregulate. The week after that is Pitta dosha, which is very much related to inflammation and also digestion, the powers of transformation of the body. It will also be a more cooling and calming practice because Pitta is fire. And then 3 weeks from now, we have our Kapha balancing practice, where we're going to play with some inversions, actually, going up on the wall. And this will be to help us move our energy, lift our energy up, because kapha is the energy of structure and of strength. So it can sometimes tend towards, let's just say, moving downwards. So we want to be able to lift it up, motivate ourselves. Okay. From there, we'll see if this continues to be a good day for people, or if we want to adjust the day or time. And as well, there will be a talk at some point later this month, or perhaps next month. I want to see with people who are interested an introductory talk on Ayurveda. And there will be a talk once a month on different topics. So if that's something that interests you, this is a good way to start to embody some of these principles. But the theory can actually really help you make changes, say, to your diet or to your sleep routines, how you deal with stress. So those talks can be really beneficial. And if that's something that interests you, please just send me a message and we'll be in touch about ways to participate in that. Okay? So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all.